Good morning. So today I will be continuing with the design part of combined footing. So before that, so as usual, let me brush up for a minute. So what I have done it in the last class. So in the last class, we have completed the design of footing slab. Also, we have started with the design of beams. In design of beams, so we have completed AB portion and BC portion. So we are still need to do the CD portion. Okay. So now let me take up the CD portion of the beam. Now let me take up the CD portion of beam. So as the name itself indicate, it's a beam. So in beam, what we need to do? So we need to calculate the number of bars. If I want to calculate the number of bars, I want to know the AST. How much AST is required? How much bending takes place? That much AST we need to provide. So I need to know the bending moment. So what I will be doing here is, so as it is a CD portion, okay. So let me go back to the BMD diagram. Let me go back to the BMD diagram. There in the CD portion, what is the value that we are getting? Let me see that. So let me check it in the book. So from the book, the value of BMD is 515.17. So the moment value is 515.17 kilonewton meter. As I am doing the design, so I want the ultimate moment. So multiply it by 1.5. So it's 515.17. So the final value that we get here is 773.53. 773.53 kilonewton meter. Okay. So now we got the moment. So obviously, as it is a end portion, that is CD portion, so end portion needs to be designed as rectangular beam. Only the mid portion needs to be designed as the T beam. Okay, here it's a rectangular beam. So for rectangular beam, B will be equal to BW, that is the width of the beam. Okay, that is the width of the web. So what is the value? So it's 400 mm. So now, how to calculate the area of steel? Using the formula. So before that, let me write down the heading, area of steel. So area of steel I need to calculate. So it's AST. Okay. Using the formula, mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST into D into 1 minus Fy AST divided by FCK B into D. Okay. So mu value we have already calculated. It's 773.53 kilonewton. I will be converting that into Newton mm. So multiply it by 10 power 6. So 0.87, Fy is 415, AST only I need to calculate, into depth 750 into 1 minus, please remember, even though we are considering dip portion, but it's the same beam. So effective depth will be 750. So it's 415 Fy into AST only I need to calculate, divided by FCK is 25 here. So breadth, so it's 400 mm into depth is 750. So after solving this using the calculator, the value that we get is 3556.38. 3556.38 mm square. So for AB portion and BC portion, I think you people remember what is the value that we got. So it was around 1014 or 1100 and something. So for that itself, we have assumed the dia of the bar as 20 mm dia, but here the value is 3000 and odd. So go with 32 mm. Sir, is there any mandatory that we need to go with 32 mm? Just try out 25 mm. If the number of bars coming is too much or the number of bar is more, so we'll go with a higher value. But here, as I am having the ready value, so I will be taking 32 mm. So assuming 32 mm dia bars. So number of bars is equal to so total area is 3556.38 whole divided by, so what is the value of area of each bar? So pi by 4 into 32 square. So the value that we are getting here is 4.4 number of bars. Approximately, can I say it as 5 number of bars? So for number of bars, always go with a higher value. For spacing, always go with a lower value. So we have calculated the number of bars. Now, as this is a beam, you people know that we have calculated the number of bars for AB portion, BC portion and CD portion. But now I need to provide the stirrups, okay, at suitable spacing. So now I need to go with check for shear. But please remember, as it is a beam, okay, so check for shear plays a major role. So now what I will be doing is, so even though it is 4.4 number of bars, okay, I have provided 5 number of bars. As it is a beam, what I will be doing is, I will be calculating what is the AST that we have provided. What is the AST that we have provided? Because 3556.38 is giving me the number of bars as 4.4, but I have approximated it to 5. So for providing 5 number of bars, what is the AST that we have provided? We'll calculate. So the value of AST that we have calculated for AST provided is 5 numbers of pi by 4 into 32 square. So the value that we are getting is 4021.24 mm square. Here particularly I am doing AST provided because it's a beam, but usually in other things also we need to do it, but there it was a slab, so I have not done it, but here it's a beam, so we need to provide the shear reinforcement in the form of vertical stirrups. So that's why I have calculated AST provided. So now we'll move on with the check for shear. So next step, it's check for shear. You people know that in check for shear there are 3 steps. The first one is nominal shear stress. So the first one is nominal shear stress. Nominal shear stress, that is tau V. So tau V is equal to Vu by B into D. Okay. So what is the value of Vu? Observe here. So we'll go back to the SFD diagram. So in SFD diagram, throughout the SFD diagram, which particular value is higher? So we'll take that particular value. So now let me look into the SFD. So the highest value out of all the value in SFD diagram is 985.69. So actually the value is 657.13. So V value is, let me write it here. So shear force value, V value is 657.13 kilonewton, but I am doing the design, so multiply it by 1.5 into 657.13. So the value that we are left out with is 985.69. 985.69 kilonewton. So this value I will be substituting it over here. So it's 985.69 into, converting that into Newton, 10 power 3, divided by the breadth is 400 and the depth, effective depth is 750. So what is the value of tau V that we get here? So the value of tau V is 3.28 Newton per mm square. Newton per mm square. Okay, so what is the second step? So it is the permissible shear stress. So maximum permissible shear stress. Maximum permissible shear stress. the code suggests that whatever the value that we get, it should never exceed tau C max value, but we'll see. So maximum permissible shear stress. So it is tau C max. So how we need to calculate? So for M25 grade concrete, for M25 grade concrete, from table 20, page 73 of IS 456. Okay, so what is the value for tau C max? For M20 it was 2.8 Newton per mm square, but here it is M25. So the tau C max value is 3.1 Newton per mm square. So now let us compare. Comparing tau V. So the value of tau V that we got is 3.28 Newton per mm square. So the value of tau C max that we got here is 3.1 Newton per mm square. So tau V is exceeding tau C. Okay, so the thing is, we should never exceed the value of tau C max. But here tau V is exceeding tau C. It means that it is unsafe. So it means that whatever the design that we have done, is it wrong? No. Whatever the assumption that we have made, so slightly we need to deviate from that. So what I will be doing here is, so let me rub this part. What I will be doing is, so as it is the shear portion, okay, I will be increasing the depth. So what is the small d value? It's 750 mm. Yes or no? So now what I will be doing here is, observe. So we know that tau V is equal to, VU by BD, because shear force is the one which plays a major role here. So instead of tau V, so what we need to do, observe here. So whatever the value that we get, it should never exceed tau C max value. So that's why instead of tau V, let me substitute tau C max. So what is the value of tau C max? It's 3.1. What is the value of VU? So VU value is 985.69 into 10 power 3. Breadth is 400, no doubt. Depth only I am calculating it, because just few minutes back I told you people that. So I will be increasing the depth. So now let me see whether the depth will increase or not. So after solving this, the value of D that we get here is 794.91. Can I approximately say it as 800 mm? So already effective cover that I have provided is 50 mm. Yes or no? So effective cover that I have already provided is 50 mm. So then what will be the overall depth? So it's 800 plus 50. So it's 850. Still, if you want, you can increase this. Instead of 800, you can go with 850 also. Okay. So now the effective depth that I have provided is 800 mm. Got it? So now what I will be doing is, let me recalculate tau V value. Then I will be comparing tau C and tau V, obviously. So because based on the tau C max value itself I have calculated it. So let me check it again. So nominal shear stress. Obviously it needs to be lesser, and it will be. So it is tau V is equal to VU by B into D. Okay, what is the value of VU? Same thing, nothing will change. 985.69 into 10 power 3 divided by, breadth will be 400, but here the effective depth we have increased it. So what is the effective depth that we have increased? So it's 800 mm. So finally, if we solve for tau V, the value that we are getting here, okay, so it will be 3 Newton per mm square. 3 Newton per mm square. Okay, so now what I will be doing here is now comparing tau v, that is 3 Newton per mm square, and tau c max, that is 3.1 Newton per mm square. It's in a close range. So what if this needs to be done? If the close range needs to be taken away, you need to increase the depth further. Instead of 800, you would have gone with 850. Okay, so now tau v is less than tau c max, hence safe. Got it? So now what I can say, let me rub all these things. So now I can say that hence safe. Okay, so now we'll move on with the third step in the check for shear. What is the third step in the check for shear? Design shear strength of concrete. Design shear strength of concrete. That is tau c. So how to calculate the value of tau c? Okay, so if I want to calculate the value of tau c, first I need to calculate AST. Now I will be writing provided divided by 100 AST by BD. So 100 into, so what was the value of AST provided that I have written? So I think it's 4024.21, I guess. Yes, 4021.24 divided by breadth is 400, depth it's 800. So the value that we get after solving this is 1.25. 1.25. So now after getting 100 AST by BD, we'll go to the page 73, table 19. Page 73, table 19, IS 456. Okay, by doing the interpolation and all. So for 100 AST by BD, 1.25 and M25 grade concrete. So what is the direct value of tau c that we are getting? So the value of tau c that we are getting is 0.7 Newton per mm square. Now we'll compare. So comparing tau v. So tau v, obviously it is greater. So I think tau v value, it's not 3.28 now, we have altered it. So it's 3 Newton per mm square, and comparing it with tau c, that is 0.7 Newton per mm square. Okay, tau v is exceeding tau c. Okay, tau v is exceeding tau c. So now I think you people remember, okay, when tau v exceeds tau c, we need to provide the shear reinforcement in the form of vertical stirrups. Yes or no? So now provide shear reinforcement, provide shear reinforcement in the form of vertical stirrups. Vertical stirrups. So now I think for normal kind of a beam, you people know that usually we were providing only two-legged vertical stirrups. Okay, so as it is a combined footing, okay, I will be going with four-legged vertical stirrups. Okay, while writing the diagram, I will make you people understand. So what is that four-legged? Observe here. For example, if the top of the beam is having this much of reinforcement and the bottom also, 4 numbers. Let me think that this is a beam. Okay, so what we will do here is, observe. So I will be first taking the first stirrups like this. Okay, so here one vertical bar and one more vertical bar, I will be saying this as two-legged. So next what I will be doing here is, I will be taking one more. So I will be taking one more vertical stirrups and I will be running it through like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So totally how many legs? So 4 legs. That's why we call it as 4-legged vertical stirrups. So here I will be providing 4-legged vertical stirrups. So usually for beams or whatever it might be, what is the dia of the stirrups that we take? So 8 mm. Okay, so what I will be doing is, let us provide 4-legged 8 mm dia vertical stirrups. Okay, so we'll provide 4-legged 8 mm dia vertical stirrups. Let me rub this portion. Okay, so now what I will be doing is, I know what is the stirrups, I mean what is the dia of the bar of the stirrups and 4-legged dia. Now the thing is, I need to calculate at what spacing I need to provide the vertical stirrups, yes or no? So now I need to calculate the spacing. If I want to calculate spacing, first let me calculate what is the area of vertical stirrups, ASV. Okay, so as it is 4-legged into area of each bar. Okay, so the final value that we are getting is 201.06 mm square. Okay, so now we'll move on with the spacing calculation to find spacing of vertical stirrups. So from page 73, page 72 or 73 of IS 456, I think you people remember, you people have studied all these things in your RCC. So design of RC structural elements, you people have studied this. So page 73 of IS 456, you people have a formula like this. So VUS is equal to VU minus tau C into BD. Let me call this as 1. Where, observe, VUS is given by, where VUS is given by 0.87 FYASV into D divided by SV, where SV is nothing but the spacing. So now what I will be doing is, observe, so substituting equation 2 in 1, substituting equation 2 in 1. So what do you mean by that? So where we are having VUS, here we are having VUS. So instead of VUS, I will be writing this particular formula. So here VUS, I will be writing 0.87 Fy ASV is 201.06 into effective depth is 800. Please remember this, I am writing it here. SV only I need to calculate. Okay, instead of VUS I have written all these things. Now the right hand part. So VU. So I think the VU value, it was 985 point something. So yes, it's 985.69. 985.69 into 10 power 3. Okay, minus tau C value that we have got is 0.7, breadth is 400, depth is 800. So after solving using the calculator, the value of SV that we are left out with is 76.24 mm. But code suggests one more thing. For the spacing of the vertical stirrups. Okay. So next what I will be doing is, spacing is least of the following. So next one, spacing is least of the following. I think you people remember the first one is 0.75 times the effective depth. So it's 0.75 times, what is the effective depth? 800. So the value that we are getting is 562.5. It's 562.5. Just a minute. So 8 5s are 40, 4 carry, 8 7s are 56, 60. So 600 we are getting, not something else. So second one, it's 300 mm. It's 300 mm. Okay. So out of this, this and this, which is least, so it's 76.24. So can I reduce it to 75? Because 75 means 3 inches. So hardly this much. So let me go with, so provide, but just remember, so for throughout the beam, okay, what is the span of the combined footing? 7 meter. If you go on providing the vertical stirrups at a spacing of 3 inches, it will be too clumsy. So that's why what I will be doing is provide 8 mm dia, 4-legged vertical stirrups at 75 mm center to center near the column, where the 2 column punches, near the column, and 300 mm center to center in the other portion, Okay, so the detailing part I will be taking it in the next class. Okay, so as of now, so this completes the design of combined footing. Only I am left out with the detailing part, that is the drawing part. Okay, so this completes the design of combined footing. So in the next class, I will be starting with the portal frame. Okay, so we'll wind up. Thank you.